Yes. Now, everybody open chapter 35, right? Page 89. Okay, first, I want to get your opinions. Last week, you had the class with kids from Dubai and also from England. How was it? So I want to get your opinions. I know Yashar family was there. So what do you think? I want to see your face too. Please come closer to the camera. Yes. I want to get everybody's opinion. How was the class last week? What do you think? Like knowing, I mean, having friends from like another country, how does it feel? And do you think, like, I mean, you guys, I mean, found like nice friends from Dubai and from England? What do you guys think? Yes, I want to see everybody's opinion.
It was
Haluk, I want to
nice.
start with you
Okay.
because I don't see your face, Haluk. So I want to start with you.
So I think the class was pretty interesting because we saw kids from other countries.
Haluk, can I see your face?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so it's hard. Yeah. Yeah, that was really it.
Tell me one more time. I couldn't hear.
So it was pretty interesting because we saw kids from other countries. Like that, like, yeah, that's really it.
Yes, Ahmed.
Like it was nice to meet new people. Like last week, there were new people also.
Okay, Shweta.
They had like British accents, so it was like I don't know.
So it's nice, right? I mean, like you have friends who have British accent.
Yeah.
Yes, Taib, what do you think?
I think it was nice to meet with new friends and learn what they know so we can benefit ourselves and benefit them by giving them what we know and them giving us what they know.
That's a great point. Alperen, what do you think?
I think it was good to meet new people.
Okay, so do you guys remember any names and what they spoke about? I mean, something, do you remember like last time, Ahmed and Tayyip did 2 videos. So I didn't get any videos from anybody else. You remember, like, I mean, we had like 5, 6 lessons with Sister Aisha, and you learned new things. And we said, let's make videos with aha moments, which means that something which you never thought about it. And just because of like joining this like Ghazali school, like from Sister Aisha, you learn something new. And I wanted to hear your aha moments. What is aha moment? Something struck you. Something is very interesting for you. So something is very useful for you. So I mean, something clicked. So new things, what you learned. I want to hear from you guys something new which you heard from friends from Dubai and friends from England. Yes, I want to hear everybody's opinion. Yashar family was not there, so I'm not asking you guys because you were not there, but I want to hear from you. Alperen, Haluk, Shweta, Tayyip, and Ahmed. Yes, something new which you heard from your friends from England, from Dubai. Yes. Just unmute yourself and tell. You don't need to raise your hands.
I never knew about the story where the guy got forgave everybody from the prison. Like he was like accused of something, I think. And then they put him in prison and then he forgave everybody. I forgot completely. I forgot.
Yeah, Moratorian, I guess. Like the name of the film was Moratorian, I guess, something like this. Who else wants to speak? Yes, Shweta. You don't have to raise your hand, just unmute yourself and speak.
I learned that like there was this guy who became friends with his like prison guard, and I didn't know that before.
Yeah, I mean, just think about that. Like, I mean, somebody who is prisoned and who has been prisoned, like he's not guilty, so he's innocent, but he was prisoned. And when he comes out of the prison, and he can forgive everyone, and he becomes friend with one of the prison guard, especially at that prison. I mean, what they say, there is like so much torture going on, but he has such a good heart, such a
Oh, yeah.
golden heart, that he can forgive everyone, and he became friends, right?
Can I say something? The
Harik, I want to see
prisoner,
your face too.
all right, the prisoner that got like released, he became, what's it called? The prison guard became Muslim too. The prison
Yeah.
guard became Muslim. Yeah.
So what do you think? What is the reason that he became a Muslim? Allah has a name, Hadi. So Allah opened his heart and he became a Muslim. So he saw he saw it. But what do you think? Like, what type of behavior of this prisoner helped him to become a Muslim? What do you think?
Oh, I think because he forgave everyone, and like, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Alperen?
I also learned about that he forgave everyone, and he also made the prison guard a Muslim, and they became really good friends.
Yeah. Now, do you remember our prayers which we learned like a couple weeks ago, which everybody just repeated? Oh Allah, forgive my friend for doing blank, right? So like, for example, for doing such a bad thing to me, forgive him first. And also, please forgive me if I may have done anything wrong to my friend, right? So you remember that prayer? So like, it is very much important, kids, for us to repeat that prayer. We might be angry with some of our friends, and we might be upset with some of our friends, and we just need to find a way to forgive them. That's an exercise. That's an exercise, Chujikar. If you keep doing the same thing, inshallah, you will have a much, much bigger heart, and you will start forgiving people. And once you forgive people, actually, we give a second chance to the people who we forgive. So they can remind themselves, or they can learn, they can understand their own mistakes, and they can become good people. Think about our prophet. So many people tried to kill him. They did so many bad things to him, but he never changed his attitude. He always was a nice person to everyone. By this way, even the killers, even the worst of the worst people, they became Muslims. And the main cause that they became Muslim is our prophet's attitude, his golden heart. He has such a golden heart. Nobody has such a golden heart. So he forgive everyone's, and he never changed his attitude. He never changed his actions, his behaviors. He was always the best of the best at under diverse circumstances. So for us, it's like going to gym, kids. So like, it's like doing the sports. Once you do more stretch, once you do like a more sports, you become more athletic. Once we don't do any sports, then we become like, I mean, less energetic, and we cannot do most of the activities which we can do by doing the sports. It's the same thing. We need to practice, we need to exercise forgiving other people. And we always, in our mind, let's look for causes how we can forgive and how we can understand other people's situations. This moratorium, I mean, maybe I'm like not pronouncing the right way, but this prisoner's life, we should watch this film. Everybody, we should watch it, and we should see how he changed like lives of like many other people by only being a good person. Maybe he had no money to affect other people. He had no power because he was a prisoner. Think about yourself. Like, I mean, you're a prisoner in a prison. You have the worst situation, right? Because there are guards, there are like polices. I mean, there are like many other people, but you are at the lowest level. Even though you are at the lowest level, you have a chance to change other people's heart, affect other people, and become the most powerful by being good. Because like being good has the most power çocuklar. Kids, never forget this. If you are a good person, you are the most powerful person. For example, Bediüzzaman Said Nursi has a saying. He says that if Allah is with me, I don't care who's against me. Even the world is against me, nobody can beat me because Allah is with me. Because he's the one who's all powerful. He's the one who knows everything. And he's the one who has, who is the creator of the entire universe. But on the other side, if Allah is not with me, which means I'm at the wrong side. So which means I'm not following the prophets, which means I'm not a good person. Then even though I'm the strongest person, I have so much money, I have zillions of dollars, I have like zillions of companies. Let's say I'm the strongest, the richest, the most powerful person in the entire universe. If Allah is not with me, I'm alone. Think about Fora. Haluk, is that the right word? Firavun. Think about the Fora çocuklar. I forgot. He was saying that he was thinking that he's the most strongest person, but just a fly entered his nose. Remember, Nemrut? Anybody remembers that story, çocuklar? Yes, say it. Whoever remembers.
I remember.
Just tell us the story then.
A fly enters through his nose, and the fly eats his brain, and then he dies, even though he had all of the money and he was really rich.
You remember how he dies? Okay, fly enters through his nose, but what he asks other people to do?
Oh yeah, they said they hit his head with a
Yes,
or something.
because they have no cure, so he asked other people to hit his head, and they kill him by hitting his head, right? So he says that he's the most powerful person, but actually he's much, much, much weaker than even a fly. If Allah is not with you, Allah can allow even a fly to beat you. So because he is the owner of the entire universe, çocuklar. That's why to be the strongest means to have a golden heart and to follow the right path and to be a good person. Then you are the strongest person, çocuklar. That's why the prisoner influenced everybody around him. So the guard became a Muslim because he has the best golden heart. Okay, let's start with chapter 35. Okay, Sweda, you read the first one then.
Imam al-Ghazali tells us that there are three groups of people. The people in the group 1 are busy buying things and entertaining themselves all day. Make up a story about someone like this.
Yes, who wants to tell us a story? Who wants to buy, who is always busy, who tries to entertain herself the entire day? Make up a story. Who wants to make up a story? Yes, just unmute yourself and tell us a story, whoever wants to speak.
Bob bought a suit for $500 and then he went home and watched his TV for the rest of the day. And then the next day he forgot that he had a suit and then he mistaked it for some random clothes that he didn't want and then threw them out.
Okay.
So basically he got brainwashed by the TV.
Okay, so he always keeps himself busy with watching TV, right? Okay, who likes shopping? And who keeps, yes, Seda, Azra, yes, I want to hear you guys.
I like shopping. I love it. It's so much fun. And sometimes I don't know, it's like I buy a lot of clothes and it's like not good because like you don't need that much. But sometimes I just try to limit myself and not buy as much.
But are you always busy? I mean, with
Oh, mm-mm.
buying stuff? I mean, do you know of anybody like this, Ezra? I mean, you don't need to tell names. I mean, on TV, like, I mean, who spends their entire day on shopping?
Like I don't, not really, but like I have some friends maybe, but I don't really. Yeah, maybe some friends, they do go shopping a lot. Like to the mall. I always see them like posting pictures. They always go to the mall or like to a cafe. And they're like, you know.
Let's say, yes, Sweda, I want to hear you too.
Well, when I go to like the mall and stuff, I kind of make sure I don't buy like too many of one thing because like I know I don't need it. And I don't know, sometimes I get different things and that are all clothes because I don't really need clothes that much. And yeah.
Okay. Just who wants to make a story? Who's busy buying things and entertaining themselves all day? I mean, nobody can like spend the entire day and every day on shopping things, right? I mean, they need some other activities, right? I mean, to entertain themselves. Otherwise, I mean, you always shop things, then, right? It's not possible. So there must be some other activities. Just make up a story. Who buy things and entertain themselves all day. Yes, Alpere.
Let's say someone is like when they wake up, they eat breakfast, and right after breakfast they go and watch TV for the rest of the day. The next day all they do is shopping, and they're wasting all of their time not reading books or doing anything else.
Okay, so let me tell a story. I am Mr. Selfish, Mr. Self-entertainer, and Mr. like don't care for anybody else. Okay, I'm that person. Or I wake up, so what should I eat today? I mean, I want to have a nice breakfast. So should I go to a French bakery or should I go to a new bagel store which is open on the corner? I see that, I mean, they have so many nice reviews. So let me go to the French bakery. I had my breakfast, and then, oh, what should I do right now? I mean, should I watch movie or should I go for shopping? Oh, let me go and buy something. And then what should I eat for my lunch? So should I have kebab or should I have sushi for lunch? Okay, you know what? Let me go to a sushi place. That's a nice place. So I go and I have my sushi. And then, oh, in the afternoon, I had my lunch, I had my breakfast, I did some shopping. So how should I waste my time? How should I entertain myself? And let me go to a new game place which is just open, and they have like the best games. So let me spend my time. So I go there, I spend like 2 or 3 hours there. And then what should I eat for dinner? Should I go to an Italian restaurant or should I go to a Persian restaurant? Let me go to the Persian restaurant. And then I had my dinner, and then, oh, you know what? Let me watch a nice movie. I see that there's a new release. So I watch that movie and I sleep. Look at my day, kids. I spend entire time to do nothing beneficial to other people. I just thought about myself. Where should I eat? How should I entertain myself? And I don't care about anybody else. I just think about myself, and I just think about how I can entertain myself. Did I learn anything the entire day?
No.
So did I help anybody the entire day?
No.
So this is like a self, and unfortunately, if we don't if you don't think for other people, and if you don't try to help other people, if you don't like try to be beneficial to other people or ourselves, then we just spend the entire day. That's a waste of time, çocuklar. If we focus only ourselves, if you only think that, I mean, how can I entertain myself? Then we waste our life. We waste our time, days and days and days. If you kids, if you don't start having habits which benefit yourselves and which benefit other people and which like has an angle and to help other people, to be beneficial, to have a golden heart, then there is a chance, unfortunately, to waste our entire life like this, because there are so many people who live their life and who only focus on themselves and just try to find a way to entertain themselves. Do you want to be such a person? I want everyone to answer this question.
I could answer.
Yes, Azra.
I would not want to be a person like that, because then like what's the point of living your life? We're gonna go to uh Jannat or Jahannam, so like you have to like do something for, you know, you have to do something to go to Jannat. If you just like go all day and like buying clothes and like entertaining yourself, nothing like, oh, what's the point of your life? Like you have to make a difference. And
That's a great point, Azra. Yes. Tayyip, what do you think?
That you have to like, let's say he saw a poor person on the street and then he walked past him and didn't give him like $1 or just more money, and then that would be a good deed to increase his chances of going to Jannat.
Yeah. Shweta, do you want to be like a person who I described?
No,
Why not?
because I would be entertaining myself the whole day and like kind of wasting my time on that. Instead, I could be like also spending time with others and like entertaining them and doing better stuff, like like praying and reading.
Just do something beneficial, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Who wants to speak? Yes, Alperen.
If you try to entertain yourself the whole day, then you won't have time to pray namaz or read Quran.
Yes, right? So like we need to have a calendar. We need to have a plan. Ahmed, I see that you want a box, but I want to hear it. What do you think? Yes, Ahmed, I want to hear you. Just tell me about your day. How do you spend your day?
Oh, my day? It was good.
Now,
I didn't really
what
do
is your
much.
schedule? I mean, how do you spend your day? Like, I mean, what time you wake up? What do you do? Do you have like, I mean, set things that you do every day and all day?
I usually like go to the funeral. Like
Go to
there's
the
like
funeral.
do like funerals there, but like it's like very big, and we sometimes play soccer and another game with the ball.
Oh, the room that next to your home, right? Okay,
Yeah, it's like across our home.
okay. All right, who wants to read the second one? Page 89, number 2. Yes. Now I want to hear new voices. Ahmed Silkovic, read the second one.
Okay. Although the people in group 2 live shining perfect lives, teaching all the good they learned by being good examples, most people are in group 3. These people learn the special learning and are good people from whom others can learn. But inside their heart is hypocrisy, which needs a lot of polishing. Make up a story about someone in group 3. Tell about a normal day in his or her life. So I wrote so one day Bob, I couldn't figure out a name, or I don't know.
Okay, Bob.
Well, maybe it could be Abdullah or something. I don't know why I put Bob. Okay. was walking to school, and then he said to another kid to stop running. So then a couple minutes later, he started to run to school because he was late to his class. That was hypocrisy. Like, he said that to not do something to someone else, and then he did it.
Yeah. So like being hypocrite, is that a good or bad thing, Ahmed?
Bad thing.
Yeah. Yes, Alpera.
Let's say someone sees that someone is like kind of like doing something to the cat that the cat doesn't want it to do, maybe annoying it, and he says to not do it. Then secretly he goes to his backyard and annoys another cat, and that's hypocrisy.
Okay. All right. Who wants to make up another story about someone who is like hypocrite? Tell about a normal day in his or her life. Yes, Ahmed. Ahmed Yashar.
So there was a little kid. He had a neighbor, and they were playing outside, and they were just joking around, and they played basketball. So then he got hurt, and then it's because because he like bumped into somebody else, and he said don't like don't go that harsh on me. And then when he comes home, he has a little brother, and he goes very harsh on him.
Okay. That's a great story. Who else wants to give us a story?
Jason said to not run in the school, and then 2 hours later he ran in the school because he was late for class.
Okay. So
No running in the halls, and then he runs in the halls.
all right. Okay. Who else wants to give another story, like for the entire day, like somebody who is like hypocrite? Haluk, I want to hear from you.
So there's one kid, in school, like he doesn't study for his test, and then he gets a bad score, and then the next day he does the same thing, and then someone else studies, and then he tells him why he's studying. I don't know, something like that.
Like, so how is he a hypocrite?
Oh no, I meant to say, like he sees a kid not studying for his test, and he blames him, and he makes him feel bad about himself. And next day, he doesn't study as like himself too. Like, would that be hypocrite? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Haluk, tell me like something. Why do you think like I'm being a hypocrite is bad?
Because it puts yourself in a bad position. Like it makes yourself, yeah, something like that.
Çocuklar, did you hear about a word like münafık? Yes. Who knows what a münafık is?
I know. It's someone that acts like a Muslim, but he's not.
So, like he's something else inside, but he looks like something else, right? He's not a Muslim in his heart. He doesn't believe in Allah. He doesn't believe in the Prophet, maybe, but he looks like he's a believer. So, what is like? I mean, is this person a hypocrite? Is a münafık a hypocrite?
I don't think so. Because if they do look like, maybe they just look like it, but they're not. So I don't. Wait, do they say I believe in Allah and stuff like that? If they say it, then yes. But
Yes. Normally they look like a Muslim, so they go to masjid, they pray with other people, they say that, okay, Alhamdulillah, I am a Muslim, but inside they are not Muslim at all.
Okay, yeah, that's lying, and that's like they're a hypocrite.
So in terms of a human quality, Ahmed, Tayyip, Alperen, Ali, everyone, look at the cameras. Think about, like, I mean, three quality people. Like one person who's a great person, and he is the same with his heart, and he's like the same with outside. So whatever is inside, he shows it. So he's the same person, same inside, same outside. So same. And the other person is a bad person, terrible person, does always bad things, and he looks like a bad person too. So, and the third person quality, inside he's a terrible person, he's an unbeliever, but looks like a good person. If you rank these people 1, 2, and 3, which one is the best? Did you get my question?
The one with the best quality?
Who's number 1? Ahmed.
The one that like says that he does is type in here. The one that like that they say that they're Islam and they are Islam in the inside.
And they are Muslim and they live the life that they are supposed to live, right?
Yeah.
So they do what they believe. So this is the best. This means mümin çocuklar. A person who believes in Allah in their heart and try to live that life and try to obey all the prophets, sunnah, and everything on the Quran. Tries their best. The intention is being a great Muslim. So that's number 1. So who is the worst one? Yes, Ahmed.
Number 2.
Number 2, like he's a bad person and inside, and he's a bad person outside, who doesn't believe in Allah and who kills people, who lies, who's a corrupted person, right? And also he shows himself, he acts how he believes, right? So this is a terrible person. We call these people kafir, who don't believe in Allah and who do bad deeds all the time. That's called kafir, right? So what about the third person? Who wants to speak about the third person? Inside, he hates Islam. He doesn't believe in Allah, but he looks like Muslims. Yes, Ahmed.
He looks like a good person, but like, if he looks like a good person and he acts badly, then is it like he acts like a good person, but he doesn't believe in Islam? Or is he like?
Yeah, maybe like, so he can, since I'm sorry.
I'm trying to say, is he like does he act like a good person in the outside, but a bad person in the inside?
Actually, we cannot know, because he might look like a good person, but he might do tricks, right? Because inside he's something else. So can you trust his or her behaviors? Because inside he's a bad person, but he looks like a good person outside when he is with you. Can you trust that person? Ahmed?
No.
All right. Alperen, I think you want to say something.
Yes, he's being a hypocrite and he is also lying.
Yes. He's actually the biggest liar, çocuklar. He is actually the biggest liar, because there's nothing more valuable than La ilaha illallah, which means there's no God but Allah. So accepting Allah, believing in Allah is the most important thing in the entire universe, çocuklar. And this person looks like a believer, but actually he's not a believer. So he can trick you the biggest time. So that's why münafıks are the worst çocuklar. I don't mean that kafirs are better. I don't mean that. But what I mean is like when a münafık, when you have a friend who's a münafık, who's not a believer but looks like a believer, who's the biggest hypocrite, who's the biggest liar, then you might think that that person is a nice person, but he might ruin your life. He might ruin the entire community. That type of a person can ruin the entire Muslim world because he looks like a Muslim, and whatever he does, people think that, oh, a Muslim does such a bad deed, so he looks like a nice Muslim, but he does such a bad thing. So think how much damage a munafiq can give, right? So we cannot open people's heart, but during the time of the Rasulullah, there were also many munafiqs, but number one, Rasulullah never announced them, never and ever told that, oh, this person is a munafiq, this person is a munafiq. Never told it to everyone because he gave chance to other people. Maybe his heart can change. So even though he's a munafiq, he looks like a Muslim people, but he is not. By the time his heart can change. But I just want to make a point that hypocrites, being an hypocrite is a terrible thing, çocuklar. Do what you believe, tell what you do. Don't tell something which you don't do, çocuklar. All
Can
right. Who wants to read the third question?
can I go to the bathroom? Can I go?
Yes. Yes, go. Ahmed, yes. Number 3.
Who, me?
Yes.
Number. What was the question again?
No, read the question 3 on page 89. Do you have the workbook with you?
No, it's not with me.
Okay, who has the workbook? Alperen, read the third question then. You have the workbook.
What group are you in?
Yes, çocuklar. Just, what was the first group, çocuklar? Somebody who spends the entire day by entertaining themselves, right? Oh, the group 1, group 2 is live shining perfect lives, teaching all the good they learned by being good examples. This is the number 2, group 2. And the third group is hypocrites. So the first one spends the entire life by entertaining themselves. That's the group number 1. Group number 2, like lives shining perfect lives, teaching all the good things, whatever they learn to other people. And group number 3 is the hypocrites. I want everyone to give answer. Yes, Ahmed, I start with you.
Number 2, because they always lead by example and help other people be with Allah.
That's great. Say yes, Azra.
I also would pick group number 2 because, like Ahmed said, like they're also like the better people, and like they're in the right path, and they're like honest and good. They're a good example.
Whatever is in their heart is good, and they live this life, right? So there's no hypocrisy or there's no like selfishness. Yes, Ahmed.
So, oh, I gotta mute. So, I would choose group 2 because I like to teach like my parents. Maybe like if I learn like a drawing or something, I would like to teach, and maybe I would teach surah to my parents. But I don't know if they actually would have the time to do that. But anyway, I would like try to teach the parents.
So like you would like to be a good person in heart and you would like to live the life that you believe, right? So be a good example. Yes, Ali, I want to hear you. I cannot hear you, Ali. Unmute yourself.
Okay, I would pick option 2 because it's like the better person and everything.
Ali, I love that you chose option, right? That's a choice. Çocuklar, we have the right to choose. We can choose to be a selfish person. We can choose to be an hypocrite person, and we can choose to be a good person, right? So you choose option 2. So with your own intention, Ali, you choose to be a good person. That's good. And when we choose for something, we always ask also for Allah's help, right? How do we ask for Allah's help? Each day when we pray Fatiha, we say that, may Allah put me in the right path, right? We say this prayer 40 times a day. So we ask Allah's help. Allahum, help me to be in the right path. Allahum, help me to be in the right path. Which means, like, we need to remind ourselves, we need to be always alert. We need to be always careful, Seda. Ahmed, Azra, Ali, Tayyip, Haluk, Alperen. So we always need to be alert and careful and intentional to be in our heart and also in our actions to be on the right path. Yes. Haluk, which one do you choose?
I would choose group 2, choice 2.
Why?
Because you're like truthful and and you're like following the path that you chose. Something
Haluk,
like that. Yeah.
do you want to have like selfish friends, or do you want to have like hypocrite friends who tell something but does something else? Do you like
No.
that type of people?
No.
No, right?
Yeah.
Azra, do you like that type of people who's selfish and also who's hypocrite?
No.
That means that, like in çocuklar, being a good person, being on the right path, also people like you. So you become somebody who everybody wants to be friends with you. So if you want to surround yourself with good people, that's also the right path. To be a right person, to be a good person is the great path. Alperen, I want to hear you.
I would want to be in choice 2 because then everyone would like you. Because when you're a hypocrite and when you lie, no one likes you and they don't want to be around you. And also in choice 2, you don't waste your time on useless stuff or buy useless stuff that only entertains you.
So Alperen, I have a question to you. When you said like when you are a good person, so like people love you. If you compare the love of people and the love of Allah, so would you be a good person to gain the love of other people or to gain Allah's love? Which one would you prefer as number one?
Allah's love.
Yes, right? Because if Allah loves you, then Allah has a name which puts your love to other people's heart. So number one, our choice is çocuklar to get Allah's love. If Allah loves us, as I said in the beginning, even though the entire world is against you, you are the most powerful because Allah is with you. So whatever you do, put Allah's love as your first intention. Yes, Swed, I want to hear you. Which group would you choose?
I would choose group 2 because they're not like they're not selfish, or they're not like a hypocrite, and they're just like in the right path and stuff.
Yes, who didn't speak? Tayyip, did you speak? Tayyip,
What was the question?
which group did you pick? Group number 1 was the selfish one, entertained themselves the entire day. Group number 2, somebody with a good heart and good actions. Group number 3 is hypocrites.
Group number 2.
Right choice. Why?
So so I can get a job and people be like, oh, I don't want this guy because he's been a liar and he's hypocrisy person.
Tayyip, actually what you tell is definitely right. Çocuklar, if you want to be successful in life, being hypocrite doesn't help at all.
Yes.
Selfish doesn't help at all. So if you want to be successful in life, also being a good person in heart and in actions is the safest route. Nobody likes hypocrites. Nobody likes selfish people. So, which means, I mean, if we are a good Muslim, if we are a good person, inshallah, we are on the safest route to be the most successful, inshallah. That's a great choice, Tayyip. Who didn't speak? Yes, let's open. So we could cover only chapter 35 today, çocuklar. Next week, we will do chapter 35 and 36 with kids from Dubai and from England. So I want you guys, each one, read chapter 35 and 36 and make sure you do these workbook with your family, and let's be prepared. Okay, so let's be prepared for next week, inshallah. And also, like Ahmed and Tayyip did, each one of you, let's make videos with your aha moments, what you have learned through this Ghazali book so far. Each one of you will make a video with aha moments. All right, but when you tell about your aha moments, give us also the reasons why this is, like, I mean, so beautiful for you. All right, I mean, like, put like make more sentences. Don't make it very short. I mean, try to describe why it made such a change in your thoughts or in your life. All right, guys, inshallah, see you next week. So it's 12:02. I want to finish on time. All right, so each one of you make the videos and share these videos until Wednesday, like in 3 weeks, in 3 days. In 3 days, you got to make the videos and share it with us so we can edit and we can share with other friends. All right, see you next week.